discussion with the topic. Students should be allowed to use phones in class. Please shake hands with each other. Please everyone take your seats. The first speaker of the first team is Song Woo-jun. Please introduce the discussion topic and give reasons for approval and grounds for arguments on the topic for the 3 minutes.
We agree that smartphones should be allowed in school. First, smartphone provides an additional tool for learning. When students are able to use their cell phones in class, they will have access to technology. Students can use their cell phones to conduct research, answering classroom quality questions, or even type up their responses to questions or essays. For example, according to New America, as June of 2015, there were over 800 educational apps available in the App Store. And it means that what used to be taught through books can be now learned through apps. Second, students should be able to have their cell phones with them in the event there is an emergency at school. This will allow them to contact their parents. Many students walk home alone or stay after school for club and may need to get in touch with their parents or emergency services. Without a phone, this won't be easy.
The first speaker of the Kong's team reveal what the first team claimed for a topic and explain the reasons or grounds for the opposition. For 3 minutes, please.
Wow, who's your mom?
If you don't know anything during class, you can ask your teacher. If you use your smartphone during class, you don't know what you are doing, which lowers the teacher's motivation, so the quality of the class degrades. Our first reason is that hard to concentrate in class. When you have your smartphone during the class, you may want to see your smartphone, and somebody must be used his or her smartphone. Furthermore, this kind of behavior makes not only the students but also the teacher in class lose their attention. According to the Gyeonghang News, in 3 surveys of teachers by the Korean Federation of Teachers Association since 2009, more than 60% of the respondents said the class has been interrupted by the use of students' cell phones. Last year, our class allowed us to use our cell phone in class before winter vacation, but the result is not that good. Almost everyone used their smartphone during break time, and a few students use their cell phone during the class. So we think the school do not allow the students to use our smartphone. Thank you for listening.
Please, the first team discuss the reasons for the counter-argument for 1 minute.
이거 재밌다.
The second speaker of the first team, please reveal what opponents have just claimed and give examples of the first and second reasons for 2 minutes.
She also said that smartphones does more harm then put in classroom, but in fact, smartphone seems to be rational in class among the students. A whopping 94% of students in a recent survey said they want to use their smartphones in class for academic purposes. The survey found that a large number of students, 75%, believe using personal devices in the classroom has improved their ability to learn and retain information. 58% of respondents use their phones to take pictures of lecture slides. 41% use them to Google answers to in-class questions, and 39% use them to access our digital textbook. So in this simple, we can clearly see that typical and traditional lectures which are outdated have bad influences on students' comprehension of lessons, and it limits their possibilities of learning. And we can also assume that only few cases of misuse with us negative potential of using personal device in school.
Please everyone be quiet. Moderator is speaking.
Then please discuss the reasons for the opposition's rebuttal to the first claim for 1 minute. The second speaker from the cons team refute what the process just claimed and state the first and second reasons for 2 minutes, please.
It violates other students' right to learn and teachers' right to learn. According to statistics from the Korean Federation of Teachers Associations, about 70% of teachers said they had experienced intolerance in class due to the use of cell phone in schools. I don't think banning cell phone in schools violates students' right to freedom. Rights have different values of superiority depending on the environment and considering the environment of the school. The right to study and class should be guaranteed first rather than the right to freedom, because the school is basically a place to receive education. Banning cell phone in schools in accordance with the principle of prohibiting excess or vice restrictions cannot be seen as satisfying all for and violating freedom's right.
Please, the first team discuss the reasons for the counter-argument for 1 minute.
Please be quiet. Thank you.
The third speaker of the first, please review what the opposing team has just claimed and give a second reason. Please review the arguments of the opposing team and summarize the presentation of the first team and completing the presentation for 2 minutes.
When I saw the first speaker already, the students can use educational apps on smartphone. This is a multitude of educational apps are designed for students of all ages and all student subjects. Whereas choosing a few of these apps to use to give your students extra practice on a skill or target and specific area of need can be quite beneficial. Smartphone improve communication in class. In addition to using their cell phone to communicate with their parents and friends, can also use their cell phone to communicate with their teachers. This can allow students to share feedback and questions with teachers easily and receive answers whenever the teacher has time. If the teacher doesn't have time to read a student's question until after the school day, the student receives the reply in reading time rather than waiting until the next day. Thank you.
Please discuss the reasons for the opposition's rebuttal to the pros claims for 1 minute. The third speaker of the cons team, please rebut the substitution that the process just claimed and announcing the second reasons for 2 minutes. Please summarize the cons arguments to finalize the cons presentation in 2 minutes.
The next reason is that smartphone addiction cannot cure. According to the annual Internet Addiction Survey conducted by the Ministry of Youth Science, ICT and Future Planning and the Korean Information Society Agency, it is increasing by about 2.4% every year, especially for teenagers, which is about 2.6 times more serious than adults. Also, according to a survey by the University of Utah, teenagers have up to 50% higher absorption of electromagnetic waves than adults, according to RSRVNIS, which deals with information and communication use. That's why students are much more vulnerable to smartphone use than adults. Therefore, if the school permits the use of smartphone, students will be exposed to smartphone longer, and this will lead to serious smartphone addiction. Today, when the problem of smartphone addiction among teenagers has worsened, students are not using smartphone at school. However, if students are allowed to use smartphone in classroom, serious major smartphone addiction problems may become more severe, and even students who didn't have smartphone addiction can get it. Therefore, students shouldn't be allowed to use smartphone in class. Thank you for listening.
The first speaker of the pros, please refute what the opposing team has just claimed and give a second reason. Please refute the arguments of the opposing team and summarize the presentation of the pros team and completing the presentation for 2 minutes.
Fifth reason is for organization. Cell phones include calendars, apps, clocks, alarms, and reminders that students can use to help them stay more organized. These tools can help them keep track of assignments, make sure they are not late to class, and plan out their study time. can save school's money. Many books and necessary course materials are available online. If students are able to access these materials through their phones, it can allow schools to save money by not purchasing materials they otherwise would need to. Teachers can also share many documents digitally and cut down on printing and copying costs. Prepares students for the future. Our job as educators is to prepare our students for the future. I think we can all agree that technology is going to play a huge role in the future, allowing students to use their cell phone that increase their proficiency with technology can help prepare them for a future career. Thank you.
The first speaker of the cons team, please read the substitution that the process just claim and announcing the second reason for 2 minutes. Please summarize the cons arguments to finalize the cons presentation in 2 minutes.
Students should not be allowed to use phone in class. The first reason is that hard to concentrate in class. The second reason is that smartphone can be allowed. The third reason is that smartphone addiction can occur. Use of cell phones has advantages and disadvantages. For example, advantages are SNS to communicate with other people, and disadvantages are texting them. So we have to use our cell phone wisely. We can talk to our friends instead of texting them. Real 농담검정. Thank you for listening.
Discussion ended. Thank you for the presentation of each team, and I'll close the discussion.